10 Sights to See in South Carolina. A delightfully diverse state, South Carolina boasts everything from breathtaking beaches and barrier islands to centuries-old colonial cities and historic sites. While most people go straight to its Grand Strand stretch of coastline, plenty of pretty plantations, state parks and waterfalls dot its interior. Part of the Deep South, it lies beside the Atlantic Ocean with rugged mountains and forests slowly giving way to beaches, bays and barrier islands. Here you'll not only find some stunning swaths of sand but attractions, resorts and watersports at places such as Myrtle Beach in the Isle of Palms. While the Palmetto State certainly contains lots of striking scenery, it also has a rich history, culture and heritage. Exploring the colonial city of Charleston, for instance, is one of the most popular things to in South Carolina, while historic plantations, forts and gardens all lie nearby. 10. Huntington Beach State Park. Just along the coast from Myrtle Beach is the striking scenery and nature of Huntington Beach State Park. At the smallish coastal preserve, visitors can fish, swim, hike and camp till their heart's content while basking in divine views over the Atlantic. Delightfully wild and untouched for the most part, the park encompasses quiet creeks, marshes and miles of beautiful beachfront. As such, both birdwatchers and anglers flock here to either spot loons, gannets and razorbills or cast their lines into its fish-filled waters. Other than learning about the native flora and fauna in its nature center, you can hike, camp or tour around the elegant Atalaya Castle. Completed in the 30s, the mansion exhibits some magnificent Moorish-style architecture with lush lawns and trees lying all around it. 9. Riverbanks Zoo and Garden. Set just across the river from downtown Columbia is the brilliant Riverbanks Zoo. Besides boasting one of the best collections of animals in the country, it also has a stunning botanical garden for you to stroll around. Since opening in 1974, the highly rated zoo has grown enormously with over 2,000 animals, reptiles and birds now inhabiting its enclosures and aviaries. These include not just gorillas and giraffes but koalas and Komodo dragons too, while shimmering shoals of fish flit about its aquariums. On the other side of the Saluda River to the zoo are the botanical gardens that are home to pretty flower beds, picnic areas and playgrounds. In total, around 4,200 species of native and exotic plants line its paths with sculptures and splash pads dotted here and there. 8. Patriots Point Naval and Maritime Museum. An interesting and educational institute to visit is the Patriots Point Naval and Maritime Museum in Mount Pleasant. On top of all its artifacts and exhibits, it remarkably has a hulking great aircraft carrier, destroyer and submarine for you to explore. Permanently moored at the mouth of the Cooper River, the USS Yorktown, Laffey and Clagmore all lie alongside the Charleston Harbor, facing the city. Visitors can now explore both above and below their decks, which highlight how the sailors lived and worked at sea for months on end. Most impressive, however, are the dozens of old aircraft and fighter jets that dot the decks of the USS Yorktown. 7. Congaree National Park. For those looking to immerse themselves in nature, the pristine woods, waterways and wetlands of Congaree National Park are one of the best places to head. Easily reached in just half an hour from the center of Columbia, it offers all kinds of outdoor activities and wildlife watching opportunities. Encompassed within its sprawling confines is the largest remaining tract of old-growth bottomland hardwood forest in the nation. Down below, its boardwalk loop takes you around the vast floodplain with raccoons, deer and opossums sometimes spotted amidst the undergrowth. Despite its undoubted beauty, it is actually one of the least visited national parks in the States. This means you can camp beneath its firefly-filled night skies and kayak along its 20-mile marked canoe trail with nary another soul in sight. 6. Myrtle Beach. The central focus of South Carolina's glittering Grand Strand coast is the amazing Myrtle Beach. A top holiday destination, the seaside city has countless attractions, eateries and entertainment options for families and spring breakers alike to enjoy. Lining its endless golden sands and enticing waters is a bustling boardwalk to stroll along. Here you can find everything from fun arcades and souvenir shops to seafood restaurants, luxury resorts and trendy nightlife spots. Plenty of amusement parks and miniature golf courses are also on offer, as are spas and theaters putting on sensational live shows. Aside from all this, you can just simply lounge on its beach or swim, splash about and enjoy some thrilling water sports. While the city is often quite crowded and chaotic, the intoxicating atmosphere and umpteen attractions make it one of the state's most visited vacation spots. 5. Middleton Place. Slightly up the road and river from the Magnolia Plantation is another of Charleston's main historic estates to stop by. At Middleton Place, guests can take informative tours about its majestic mansion and the oldest landscaped gardens in the U.S. Dating to the 1730s, the former rice plantation covers a huge area with manicured flowerbeds, pools and lawns lying next to wild woods and murky swamps. The central feature of the plantation, however, is, of course, its antebellum-era mansion and museum. 4. Falls Park on the Reedy. Right at the center of Greenville is one of the city's standout natural sights, the gorgeous Falls Park on the Reedy. Besides cascading waterfalls, a dramatic ravine and lush green spaces, it includes the lovely Liberty Bridge, which offers up superb views from its curved walkway. Due to its rushing waters and rapids, the area was formerly used by textile mills before being turned into a park in 1967. Since then, locals and tourists alike have enjoyed its picturesque nature, picnic areas and public art installations. From the bridge, you can take in sweeping panoramas of the park and snap some photos of the falls and rock formations below. As the site is considered to be the birthplace of Greenville, downtown stores, restaurants and attractions lie just a stone's throw away. 3. Angel Oak Tree. One of the most popular and photographed spots to hit up, not just in Charleston but South Carolina too, is the incredible Angel Oak Tree. Situated on the southwestern outskirts of the city, its tangled mess of branches and twisting limbs make for some fabulous viewing and photos. While the ancient tree stands just 66.5 feet tall, some of its largest branches extend a whopping 187 feet with its colossal canopy covering a gigantic area. Impressively enough, the old oak is believed to be over 1,500 years old, although some estimates instead put it at only around 400 or 500. If the former date is correct, then angel oak is one of the oldest and largest living organisms east of the Mississippi River. In any case, the gnarled old tree is well worth checking out due to its startling size, scale and splendor. 2. Hilton Head Island. Renowned for its beautiful beaches and world-class golf courses, the idyllic Hilton Head Island lies along the state's southern coastline. As it was the first eco-planned tourist destination in the country, resplendent nature, views and wildlife are on show wherever you go. Although only narrow channels separate the barrier island from the mainland, it was connected by a bridge only in 1956. Consequently, much of it remains wonderfully unspoiled with its restaurants and resorts, shops and marinas blending perfectly with their subtropical surroundings. In addition to practicing your swing and taking sightseeing tours around the island, you can also top up your tan at Coligny Beach. After having enjoyed some water sports and sighted some alligators, dolphins and manatees, you can always head to the charming colonial city of Savannah in Georgia. 1. Charleston's Historic District. Packed with attractive antebellum-era buildings, centuries-old landmarks and quaint cobbled lanes, Charleston's Historic District really is a treat to explore. Covering almost all of the city's peninsular heart, its scenic streetscapes conjure up romantic images of the Old South. Founded in 1670 at the confluence of the Ashley and Cooper rivers, it soon developed into a major center of trade for the southeastern seaboard. This wealth and prosperity fueled the building of all the historic houses, colonial churches and landscaped gardens we see before us today. Thanks to its rich history, heritage and culture, the center of Charleston is fascinating to stroll about, with relaxing horse-drawn carriage rides also on offer. Whether in its shops and restaurants or museums and markets, the friendly and welcoming nature of its residents shines forth throughout.